Welcome to Icy Strait Point. I'll show you a bit of what it's like to walk off the cruise ship in Icy Strait Point and what you might see as you're walking along the rocky beach. Literally within minutes of walking off the cruise ship, you can be walking along the shoreline. Wildlife and marine life are wild, so there's never any guarantee, but when you're on the beach, you can be on the lookout for things like sea lions, whales, and jellyfish. The water at Icy Strait Point is so clear. If this sounds fun to you, then be sure to get off the boardwalk and go down to the beach and look for things. First, I want to let you know that I also have a blog. It's a website called My Perfect Alaska Cruise. Look it up for ideas on things to do in Icy Strait Point and other Alaska cruise ports. Now I'll show you a bit more of what my walk in Icy Strait Point was like on this particular day. So my cruise ship docked at the Ocean Landing Pier, which is the pier that will get you to the beach in just a few minutes. This beach here isn't the main beach that I'll be showing you first, but you can walk along here too. There's also the Wilderness Landing Pier, and if your cruise ship is docked here, then first you'll either need to take the free gondola down or walk the nature trail down to the beach. Note that there is a free gondola as well as a paid gondola. The nature trail is a fun little hike through the forest, and you can do this even if you're docked at the Ocean Landing Pier. Sometimes the trail does get closed due to bear sightings. If you do see a bear, stay calm, don't run, don't make eye contact with the bear, and back away slowly from the bear. You also want to make yourself look as big as possible to the bear, and you can do this by standing together with others and holding your arms out. Now here I am walking off the cruise ship. Snap a picture of the back on board time so you have no doubt what time you need to be back on the cruise ship. Generally speaking, this is usually 30 minutes before the scheduled departure time. From the cruise ship, there's a little walkway that'll take you to land. You can stop for views along the way. When you're on this walkway, you can note the water level of the shoreline. Alaska is known for big tidal swings, and you can see this at Icy Strait Point. The tide can also make a difference with what you can see on the beach. Low tide is generally better for beachcombing, including finding starfish. Now on land, look up in the trees and see if you can spot any eagles. And just like that, you are practically at the shoreline. And from around here on the beach, you might see wildlife. This is a sign along the Huna Seawalk, which is a paved waterfront trail just past the beach. It says wildlife that you have a chance to see in Icy Strait Point includes humpback whales, stellar sea lions, orcas, and sea otters. Now, you're probably thinking that you can hardly see the wildlife. And it is true that it's from a distance, but it is still exciting to see it in person. That said, binoculars will be helpful for wildlife watching from the beach or on a cruise ship. And if wildlife is a priority for you, be sure to do a whale watching tour. While it's possible that you might see whales from the beach or even pretty close to the cruise ship when it's docked in Icy Strait Point, you have a much better chance of getting a more personal look from a whale watching boat. Icy Strait Point and Juneau are the best cruise ports for whale watching tours in Alaska. The water is so clear that you can see the rocks underwater. If you keep walking, you'll come across a wooden pier, and it's past here that I started to see several jellyfish, both washed up on shore and floating in the water. You might see some shells too. Here's a jellyfish that I saw floating in the water. Once you get to the end of the beach, you can return back to the cruise port or you can keep walking. You'll end up on the Huna Seawalk, which will lead to the town of Huna. This is a waterfront trail that just makes for a nice coastal walk. You can try looking for marine life here too. This is back near the cruise ship, and one thing you don't want to miss near the cruise port is the orca statue. This is also right by the beach and where the cruise ship docks. There's also a shoreline on the other side of the walkway that you can explore too. I've seen people post pictures of starfish that they've seen in Icy Strait Point, although I have no idea where specifically they saw the starfish. So that's something you can look forward to. I was hoping to see starfish in Icy Strait Point, but I didn't see any.